Ring, ring, ring. Herald, please.
No.
Yes.
Be respectful.
Herald Simpson Birches.
God damn it!
Welcome back to Krown's magical moon. Get we rich again.
That is exactly right. Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. We're all fucking rich again, baby. Holy shit, the magical internet monies have made us wealthy and happy yet again. That's right. It's all based on our theoretical value of this highly and very technologically advanced magic internet money business. But you know what? It's made us a very, 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 very good last few days over here. As the Boolah's Anguses have been peppered from yesterday, and now they have been delivered, and that is looking all good in the hood right now, as Bitcoin does give up a little bit of the early morning gains, which is certainly okay. Anyways, with that said, we had a lot of things of great importance happening in the last 24 hours, specifically with yesterday's CME closure on the 5-day, daily, and of course 2-day as well, which is going to really set in the biases for the next 5 days to come, and looking pretty damn good off of that. However, as always, after a big girthy green dildo rally, is there likely to be a bit of a pullback? Yes, there is, but with the advent of what's happened now, pullbacks very likely do create higher lows, and that is very likely the next major opportunity if you are a more long-term trader, which I'm not really. Anyways, with that said, I want to wish you a happy and healthy start to this nice little Thursday the 7th morning. I fucking hate the 7th, by the way. But hey, have a happy Thursday in your life. We got 200 likes on this video, so apparently people don't hate me too much today, which is good. And is it? No, it is not Taco Thursday. What the fuck? It's Tequila Thursday, actually, and it's Taco Tuesday, and it's topless every day, actually. Anyways, with that said, let's get now into the Krown Chain application, which we found at app.krownchain.net, and we see actually a few very interesting things going on right here. Bitcoin dominance continuing up, as we did say was likely over the past couple weeks here, and actually because of this move, and actually this would be a really, really good time to kind of ask everyone here in the community, and perhaps I'll do a poll on this later as well. If you were around in 2016, 2017, and 2018, does this remind you of 2017, the major mega rally, if you will, going into the end of the year in Q4, obviously? Does it remind you of that? I'm just curious. And if it does not, also, please, include why. I'd actually really, really like to know, just because these sorts of thoughts and emotions, they will be consistent over time, as we are only human after all. Anyways, with that said, we do see that Bitcoin dominance heading up is a good sign of the health of the market overall, especially with a Bitcoin dominated rally leading this one onwards and upwards. I see Drew Goetz says, yes, no. What the fuck, man? What the hell? You're not topless, though. That's right, man. You don't want to see my hairy bare chest. Anyways, with that in mind, while I have been looking at some upside and suggesting upside for Bitcoin dominance over the past couple of weeks here, actually, I think now 3 weeks, I don't believe that this is going to end up in continuation of the overall downtrend for Bitcoin dominance, meaning I'm probably going to just end up looking for a move towards 50 plus, not necessarily just upper 40s, but probably into the low 50s if I had to guess right now. Anyways, with that in mind, fear and greed index also at the highest level they have seen, almost at a 69, actually, great number right there, and for good reason. Bitcoin put in another $4,000, $5,000 rally from yesterday to today, not bad. And then what do we see as far as top 10 best coins go? Oh, this is everything's good, everything's fine over here. Shiba Inu up 38% yet again. Holy fuck, man, that might have even hit my my most egregious targets, probably around its prior all-time highs, somewhere around 3,000 number. Actually, that would be kind of interesting to follow up on today. Phantom, Arwe, Bitcoin Gold, Stellar, Monero, DYDX, Bitcoin BEP2, what the fuck is that? And Wrapped Bitcoin, all on the major winners list right there. And something that we did see was rather interesting over the past 24 hours as well, is that altcoins versus their US dollar pairings, while they did fall a little bit, they did get mostly, sir, you need to ban. What the fuck is this, man? Here we have a lovely, just amazing person right here in the morning. There you go, baby. There you go. Anyways, yeah, man, as this community does get bigger, it does seem to get a little bit more and more crazy. So I just want to say a massive and sincere thank you for all the people who've been here, over the years, and more importantly, just, especially the people who got here through before like the big rush, I suppose, because, well, I suspect that as this place does grow bigger, unfortunately, there will be some growing pains with that. But you know what? We can go through it together. And what sort of thread was I on just there? I forget. Yes, that's right. The altcoin. So on a lot of altcoin charts that we were looking at yesterday, I was saying that they were looking, rather corrective, and it looks like that was true for the majority of them from my early morning perusal. So today will be a very interesting day to kind of follow up on that. Until then, though, let's go into the market data tab and see what we got going on over here. Global funding rates is at the pretty much the highest level that we have seen in the past. Actually going back to early September now, so in over about a month here, and we see something very, very interesting right now. So I really want to highlight this and point this out And dare I say yet again another sort of cautionary signal in the background, not actionable in and of itself right now, but when we look at the open interest and the global leverage ratio over here, which this is so fucking funny to me. Whenever I mention anything bearish right now, or even potentially bearish, people go fucking, not people, but like a few people, and it's usually the same people, and it's actually really interesting to go and follow their comments from like past videos as well. It's very fucking enlightening, man. Again, I do have to say a major thank you to all like the OGs who actually, happen to give a fuck to actually understand the analysis here. But keep in mind, again, at some point, this will come to fruition, very, very likely. I don't think it's just yet. I don't think it's actionable. We will come up with pivots similar to yesterday. And we kind of been marching these levels up from the past week or so, saying, hey, this is in the background. This is a consideration. But until we actually take out, what was first I believe about 46,500. Then we moved that up to about 48.5. And then yesterday, 50,000 bucks. We can move it up probably yet again as like a major cautionary area. Until then, it is not actionable. Hopefully that's fucking clear. I think that's clear to the majority of people. Some people I suspect just don't get that. And you know what I should say? If that really does piss you off, you're probably better off just leaving this channel. And I say that with love, because like this is the easy part right now when Bitcoin's just fucking vertical, baby. Anyways, with that in mind, we do see open interest really charging up right here, but the global leverage ratio has come down actually a smidgen from yesterday to today. So what does that essentially imply? It does imply that this rally, even with the open interest actually going up, is more or less spot led, which is good. That is a very, very good sign for the long-term health of this rally. Yes, there's going to be pullbacks, obviously, fucking no shit, but those very likely do offer up opportunities. And at some point, I do believe strongly that we will see a leverage washing on this as well. So I want to see both the open interest get pretty damn high over here, and I want to see the leverage ratio basically be here or higher as well. And that'd probably be good for another, another little washy wash like we have seen on early September, of course, and in July, and of course in April as well on the highs over there. And actually about a year ago as well in November. So keep those in mind. Until then, we do have some interesting things going on over here. Fear and Green Index, as we can look at in chart format, is at the highest levels that you would expect. Over the past month or so now. Yeah, going back to early September, in fact. So looking good right there. And then of course the hash rate, which we've been following up on as well, kind of as a early leading indicator for price action or the healthiness of the network. Still maintaining, those levels, the same levels that we have seen from April, May. So this is really, really good. And what do you know? Price action follows up through those same areas. This lags a little bit here, but what? We identified this about 3-4 days ago. We're seeing it come to fruition right now. So that relationship still very much intact. Whale ratio does stay, somewhat relatively low, I suspect. But with that in mind, I think it's now time to go into the price action charts themselves. And what the fuck is going on over there? Dear Lord, Krown's hair needs an NFT. We can do that. We can do exactly that. Else can make another fucking dildo NFT. And oh baby. Anyways, let's get into our. It is art. That's exactly right. The art itself, not my actual hair. Anyways, into the charts we go, baby. Let's do it. So let's talk about the most important things that have happened in the last 24 hours, and then we'll get into the lower term timeframes. As always, I feel like I need to deliberately say this yet again. When we're talking about different timeframes, they take on different meanings. Crazy, fucking crazy. Anyways, what do we see over here? 5-day on CME did close yesterday. We did close well above the $49,000 prior highs. The reversal is real. The reversal is confirmed for even the most conservative of traders. If you're more aggressive, you already looked at that as confirmed with that move off the prior lows. Fair enough. We started to say, hey, not necessarily immediately bearish above about 44,000 bucks last week when it took out that last 4-hour high. Then we started to move it up, and well, now going onwards and forwards, pretty much all higher term timeframes are in conjunction with each other now and looking good. But does that mean again that we can't get some pullbacks in lower term timeframes? No, fucking obviously not. And this is where I lose a lot of people apparently. Check out the comments sometimes. They're really, really interesting. They're super, super interesting. Anyways, looking at this right here. Can Bitcoin play to move down to 49,000 or 50,000 bucks and be completely fine? Yes, absolutely. And at some point, we probably will see a move back down to the low 50s at the very least. If I had to guess, somewhere in the middle of this kind of lack of volume profile right here, which would be at about that $51,000 level. Also in line with the last little prior spike high over here as well on the daily. So I do like that. And by the way, check out the point of control right now, right around 48,000 bucks. So I would go as far as saying that, again, when you are looking at that potential leverage, that leverage washing is what I'm trying to say. Jesus Christ, man, why am I struggling so much with my words today? I really would be looking for this to very likely just bring it down to one of those higher low areas that I'd be looking at, probably in the low 50s first and foremost. If Bitcoin starts to lose 50,000 bucks, kind of similar to yesterday, that's where it starts to get a little bit more concerned. Technically speaking, though, 48 is kind of like the last line in the sand if things were to really, for whatever reason, crumble back down below. Anyways, with that in mind, we do have several other things going on over here as well on our trending charts, of which Bitcoin has been closed above the topside trend bands for 1, 2, working on 3 days now. And I really wouldn't be looking for this pullback to occur, a greater pullback that is, until we do start to close below, preferably an open and closure below the topside trend band on the daily in this case. And of course, the 2-day is going to be closing tonight. That's going to have a chance to close above the topside trend band as well. Where is that? Just below 54,000 bucks actually. 5-day also on spot price action has not closed. That was only CME yesterday, but spot price action will have the same opportunity tonight. And if it does close above about 55,900, then yes, that condition will be met as well. And I'll be looking for essentially new highs on the higher term timeframes first before any sort of a greater pullback in this case. And targeted regions would be the same sort of technical targets that we've been having over the last few days here on the break of, I believe it was $48,000 lower high right here. And what essentially is that? Well, again, just looking at this last little prior wick highs over here in the deep 50s. And before I was saying it was more like 58,000 bucks. Now that I look at it from a bit of a higher term time frame angle, it'd be more around about 59 to 60,000 bucks in this territory. And I probably would be looking for, at the very least, a decent sized pullback from that region. So again, a lot of things to be aware of in the next 18 hours, 38 minutes, and 6 seconds. But things are looking, more or less good on the higher term timeframes right here. Again, I stick with what I've been saying over ever since we got the new quarterly. I do believe that there will be new all-time highs before end of year. Just what happens in betwixt there is always the fun game now, isn't it? Anyways, go check out if CME actually closed above the topside trend band as well on the 5-day, and guess what? It did. So whenever I see something like that, do I favor CME? Yes, absolutely. And I generally would be having the bias here that we will be seeing, about 60,000 plus, probably within the next couple weeks here, which is, if you're also new to this channel, a bit of a meme as well, but fair enough. And of course, pullbacks can come all the way down to low $50,000 territory. That's completely fine on the higher term timeframes. I'm not really looking at this as any sort of fake out or anything like that, especially as Bitcoin's back, essentially closing above there on, dailies and above. Until then, though, we should be checking out some lower term timeframes over here, because I'm sure that there will be some pullbacks in between here. In fact, maybe we might even be looking at one right now. Let's go down into the short term timeframes right here, and let's mark off some areas. I mean, some areas would be, let's mark off some areas. Where the areas of interest be yet again right here? Well, as we did look at on the higher term timeframes for the volume profile, a lot of things coming in at the low $50,000 territory. We do see this nice little weak leg right here, right around about 51.3 to 51.5 or so. So Bitcoin does want to take out, a few over leveraged longs. That would be a nice little area to be looking towards. Momentum oscillators on the short term timeframes over here, looking, a little bit tired as you can see. 4-hour Stokes going to be way up there, going to be crossing down with any sort of a closure below 55,000 bucks. But similar to yesterday, that condition was never met, even those in these very, very critical zones. And my personal rule with these sorts of things is I need to see them come below the critical zone for me to look at that as like, okay, we're setting up for like a decent sized medium term time frame pullback in this case. I imagine the 3 hours is going to be about the same thing as well. Yep. About 54,800 in this case, which we are trading about 200 bucks below right now. Buy hourly is going to be showing 55,200, and hourly is going to be showing 55,500 as well. So we do see a lot of things overlaid around those regions, and I probably would be looking for a short-term pullback from this region, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish on the higher term timeframes in this case. If you're bullish on the higher term timeframes like I am, probably just looking at a higher low somewhere in, perhaps as low as like 50,000 bucks. But overall, things are a good long-term setup. 12-hour over here as well, 54,700 going to be the magical number right there, and daily going to be crossing down with a closure below about 54,500 right here as well. Now keep in mind that we do see a great differential, as you would naturally expect, between the lower term timeframes and the higher term timeframes from a volatility analysis perspective, which we can see right on over here. 4-hour BBWP getting into the low 90 percentiles, which this move is starting to get pretty damn hot. Would I like to see it get just even a smidgen above there? Yeah, I mean 95 percentile is typically where I do start to look for things to kind of keel back on over and play out a bit of a pullback, but In this case, close enough is close enough. Let's see what the other lower term time frames are looking like right now. Hourly is actually all the way low here, so we are looking at a very short term time frame move, probably during the stream actually. But now let's kind of measure that up with the medium and in higher term time frames. See what the daily is looking like right now. Daily's getting up there, not quite towards my 95 percentile levels just yet, but it is of interest right here at about 91.5 percentile for right now. So again, does Bitcoin put in a bit of a local high relatively soon? Probably yes. And also, oh yes, that's right, I want to look at the 5-day as well, because this one is coming in from very, very low levels right here. Of course, you know, obviously, I mean, 5 days is going to be massively different than a daily for anyone who, you know, for anyone who's confused by that. But looking at this right here, you know, we are at the same levels that we have seen a lot of, you know, mega moves being essentially spun upon by and these are direction neutral, by the way. Again, please understand this. Although the last time that we did see BBWP around this level was basically coming off of our July bear trap right around here. That did spun upon, well, let's see. From bottom to top, about a 60% move, so not bad, you might say. Again, it is direction neutral, so it won't always be like that. Good example would be right here. The prior time be in early May. This one did lead into the, you know, about 40% move almost immediately without any real stops, and then about 46.5% before the reversal did happen. So we do see, you know, a bit of consistency within those moves thus far. What about this one over here? We do see this one coming in from actually October of last year and almost immediately up about 100%. Not bad. And then obviously it goes onwards and forwards into the new year. And then of course this little segment right here, which did produce about another 40 to 50% move relatively fast as well. So, you know, we do see some consistency with that. If this one starts to turn up, we'd be looking for, well, and I do believe that it probably will turn up from here. You know, we probably do look for 40 to 50% on top of, you know, our current, our current low. And in this case, that would be pretty much around Bitcoin's per all-time high in this case, in the low 60s, which is in line with the 5-day sort of technical targets that we were kind of exploring from the last couple days here. So somewhere around there, and then, you know, maybe a bit of choppity chop on the higher term timeframes. In the medium and lower term timeframes, though, I would be a little bit cognizant that Bitcoin might be putting in a bit of a short-term timeframe high right here. We do see momentum oscillators are pretty damn tired for right now. I actually do not see any bearish divergence on the 4-hour RSI just yet, which is, you know, usually going to be a general guide. That's kind of where we are. However, that would also imply if we are gonna get something like that, we're going to make a new high before we actually do see a greater pullback just yet. And on the 4-hour, these ranges are fucking massive right now. I mean, this is a trader's wet dream right here. This is just fucking insane right here. Bitcoin could pull a $3,000 move right here and really not do all that much. So kind of keep in mind where we are in the grand scheme of things. But we've kind of gone over a lot of things right here. I want to reiterate that it's very important. It's very fucking important, especially if you're going to be fucking critical. Make sure that you actually understand what the fuck I'm saying, for one. But number two, in a more sincere tone, understand the differentials between the short-term timeframes, the medium-term timeframes, and the high and the macro timeframes. I would be looking for that short-term timeframe pullback to play out, perhaps down, you know, maybe even all the way to 51.5 if we do start to crack back down below and close 4-hour dildos below. Let's call it like 54,500 or so. Yeah, 54,500 in this case. Let's see if that does line with any sort of, yeah, actually we could say hourly right here. Oops, I don't want to be using this one right now, but I'll be using something like this in this case, just around 54,000 bucks on an hourly. So I do think that it would be prudent, or it would be a good idea to be a little more prudent on like a very short-term time frame, like an hourly in comparison to a 4-hour, back below about 54,000 bucks on a 4-hour, probably below about 54.5 in this case. And yeah, I'd be looking for a bit of a pullback here. Again, Bitcoin has higher lows, especially as long as you're above about, I think it's like 49,000 bucks right now. So the ranges are rather massive. But overall, very likely does offer up some opportunities. So the people who are new in this market, yet again, it's like you're gonna think that it's probably crashing. And realistically, if you just got rid of the numbers on the right-hand side of your computer screen right here, probably be a bit of a help. As well, don't really need to be doing this for too long to kind of understand what's going on right here. So looking more or less good on the whole. Just short-term timeframes, you know, might see a little bit of a wash if we do start to hit those critical levels. What is very interesting to me, however, though, is a lot of these altcoins. A lot of these altcoins still very much lagging very much lagging Bitcoin. They do fall a little bit, especially on Bitcoin's move to about 55 yesterday, but already kind of coughing up a lot of those gains, and many still putting in lower highs for what it's worth right now as well. Now, I do suspect, just very similar to 2017, we probably will see them follow up as well. But for now, you know, it seems to be the play that is Bitcoin, as Bitcoin dominance chart would suggest. Anyways, do I want to get into this over here? Should I show my testnet account? Testnet account, how we doing? We're up about half a Bitcoin from yesterday to today. Good, not bad. Are we doing all my actual positions? I can probably show them right here. This is, again, a testnet account. It's not real positions, so wink, wink, nudge, nudge. There you go. And what do we see? Still holding $33,000 long over here. And that put spread's going to be going into the risk category for certain. Although, good thing I did sell I did sell 30 lot of the $35,000 put strikes. So that's actually helping me out quite a fair bit right there. Should offset those future losses. And then I sold some more October 2022 $40,000 strike puts. So I basically spread the spread. It's probably has some more exotic name, but I don't really care about the names of those sorts of things. And still have about, I believe, let's go over here to my options tab. How many deltas long am I right now? I believe I'm about 20 deltas long. Let's go check it out. Actually, more than that, 25 and a half deltas long right now. Jesus Christ, man. That's kind of a lot of exposure. I don't know if I feel too great about that. Fair enough. Anyways, you know what? That's all good in the hood right there. I'm going to put back on my stupid face and let's get into maybe the chatties right now, or should we go over traditional markets? Yeah, you know what? Let's actually just briefly go through traditional markets. In fact, it's there for me. Laura says, I was here in 2018 and I agree. The strange vibe around 2020 was enough to observe at a difference. Yeah, agreed. Krown, show us the bullish bush. We want to see your bush. Sir, oh man, be careful with what you ask. I am Barbara Bush. It is me, Barbara Bush. Here to fucking suck your bush, baby. Yeah, so we do see a bit of a short-term reversal on major markets, as we did suspect was likely yesterday on NAS and of course SPY as well. SPY a little bit stronger in this current stance right here. You like that? You like my Barbara Bush going on right now? Anyways, Barbara Bush. Anyways, looking at this right here. Again, we do see that traditional markets are bouncing. I do expect that this bounce will take it higher. I suspect that King Cosmic is probably already here as well. Spencer Smith's having a low party over there. Nice one, man. And I probably would be looking for this one to test back up towards 15,000 bucks, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish. I'm not necessarily convinced that this is like the reversal just yet, but a good recovery thus far. And I wouldn't really like judge any major potential reversals until we get Friday closures. But in this case right here, short term and medium term should be up. And it probably does. I don't know if it necessarily helps out Bitcoin anymore. I do suspect that Bitcoin, or it's not that I suspect, I look at Bitcoin as not positively correlated, not negatively correlated with traditional markets. I look at it as no correlation, which is interesting now. So we can't necessarily be using that, or at least I don't think that it's relevant to be using the prior sort of cheat code with looking at traditional markets as giving the direction of Bitcoin in advance. But in this case right here, you know, we see some very clear and obvious short-term reversals, and I would be looking for these to kind of carry onwards and upwards, probably into Friday, and then we get to decide on Friday weekly closure if they're real or not. But for now, you know, just a little bit of short-term upside, it looks like. And if King Cosmic is here, what I'd be looking for on the hourly, I'm sure that he is here, or maybe he's not. Anyways, if you're not, well, fair enough. Maybe a short-term pullback down to about 43.50, but as long as you're above 43.50, I just look at that as a nice little pivot for the short-term time frames, and very likely does beget some continuation up to about 4,400 or so. Yeah, daily, same thing. If you actually start to close any sort of a daily dodo here or higher, you will get some bullish evidence on the daily right there. And we would see Jewel probably start to turn up as well. And if you do start to reclaim 4,400, I'd actually extend those targets to the upside significantly up to about 4,430 to 4,435 or so. Anyways, with that said, let's get back into Bitcoin over here. I actually put it on this chart over here. Credit to Mr. Koopy. And Mr. Koopy, sorry, man, that's weird. Mr. Coop, good man in the Discord, good friend. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go into the chats. I'm going to turn on the alerts. Let's see what we got. And you know what? There's actually going to be, we actually need a little bit of a rule going into the end of the stream here. I will need to shut off the stream at about 2 hours in. It's just, it's like actually starting to really hurt my voice. So I don't think that I can go too much further than there. Anyways, I see Mr. Wally Nell. He's number one today. What's up, man? Good morning to you as well, sir. Hope all is calm and green in the dildo storm. It is, man. It's a nice little Thursday morning over here. Can we check my Badger for 4 hour and daily, waiting for the green dildo pumpola in my Angus? All right, let's check it out. So this is actually gonna be a really super interesting day, in my opinion, to be looking at a lot of altcoins, mostly to see you know, where they're at in the grand scheme of things. Anyways, Badger over here, you're looking at a 4 hour and daily. Let's check out what we got actually on the 4 hour, because the daily is not super obvious right here. 4 hours looking like a little bit of a pullback. We do see some ever so slight, but it is present bearish divergence right here. Would be looking for this one to take it back down to about 22 bucks or so. How does that bleed into the daily? Well, I wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable calling the daily just yet, because if you do hold that level, should be, technically speaking, okay. However, However, Mr. Wally, if you do start to close the daily below that level, so let's say we get that move to about $22, and then it closes down there on a daily, so obviously by 8 p.m. Eastern time, then I would be looking for this rally to keel back on over and come back down below $20, somewhere around 17.5 to $18 or so. But for right now, I would give it the benefit of the doubt. I expect that this thing's just highly illiquid, and that's why you're getting these massive wicks to the upside right here. But again, it's going to be a very telling day to be looking at some altcoins. Short term though, looking for a move down just below $23, to somewhere between there and 22, and be looking for a bounce as well. Failure below there would look not good. Not good, man. Hopefully that's helpful, man. And there you go. What's up, BK? FTM US. Okay, yes. FTM 4 hour daily. Yep. What were we looking at on this one yesterday? We're looking at a bit of a pullback, or we're looking at a bit of an up. Well, whatever you're looking at, it was up. It shows fuck yesterday. Holy shit, man. Yeah, this one's looking really, really good, actually. Really, really good right here. Really fucking good right here, actually. Should we record this one? It's a bullish day. Why not, man? Everyone's happy on a bullish day, I suppose. Here we have Phantom symbol FTM versus the dollar, and we're going to do a general overview on this one because there's something very significant happening right now. We have a little bit of a reaccumulation right here. We got hidden bullish evidence right here. We got expanding volatility coming off about. Let's see, what are these? Almost low teen reads right there, which is powerful after about a month-long consolidation, which is good. And now breaking above the prior highs, I would be looking for this one to continue into the rest of the week. This is really, really good right here. 5-day going to be closing tonight as well. Any sort of a closure here or higher, and I'm looking for this one to melt up to the next sort of mega upside target. Well, I don't know about mega upside targets, but let's see what the areas of interest are to the upside in this case. Yep, we resolved our nice little range right there, so good. And what do we have going onwards and forwards? Short term, relatively speaking, I should say, probably be looking at a bit of a short-term high, somewhere around about just below $2 or so. Do I think that things would stop there long term? No, I do not believe so. I would be looking further north long term, probably into end of month or maybe November as well. Early November in that case, somewhere around about 2.5, maybe 275 or so long term. This is really, really good. Long term, you can see that this one, holds the lows, continues to rally off those lows, and just another melt up is what we're looking at right here is on the weekly apparently. So very, very powerful, and should offer up an invalidation point for this as well. In this case, very, very simple. Just your last little prior breakout, which is about 153, 154 in this case. As long as you're above there on a 4 hour, looking pretty damn good, and upwards and onwards is the path of least resistance. Powerful move, very fucking powerful move on the 4 hour right here. Be looking for BBWP somewhere to get somewhere in the 90 percentiles alongside, somewhere around $2 on price action, and probably a bit of a short-term pullback from there. Hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for FTM. What's up? BK again. What's up, man? Luna. Yeah, let's do Luna. I believe yesterday on Luna, I was looking for a little bit of a correction in this case. Let's see if we got it. Yes, we did get it. Nice. All right, that TA bullshit working every once in a while, but that's all that we need to really, that's all we really need in this case. All right, here we have Terra Luna, symbol LUNA versus the dollar, and what do we have right here? Well, I want to follow up on yesterday. We were looking for a bit of a correction, in this case to the downside. It looks like we're still kind of in the midst of getting this, but where are we right now on the 5-day, as that one's going to be closing tonight? Well, I would stress a little bit of caution right here. If this thing does close the day, especially below about $42 or so, $41.5 would be very obvious, and I would be looking for this one to correct a little bit lower coming into next week, probably still down to about $30 or so. But until then, daily is still kind of trudging its way upwards and onwards right here. I don't really see anything too obvious from a momentum oscillator perspective right here, except for this one little thing, and that would be the daily RSI right here. Bearish divergence, phantom drive being printed in right there alongside your first kind of test in the bullish control zone after a while. If that does confirm, which it will confirm, especially here or lower, let's call it just below 41.90 or so, or actually, I'd really like to see below about 40.75 would be a lot more obvious. Then yeah, I would be looking for this one to play out a bit of a correction first, down to the low 30s, somewhere around like 32 or so, give or take about 50 cents. And probably put another higher low right there. Long term, obviously, goes without saying, this is really fucking good. Nothing bearish about that long term. Very similar to what we just looked at on FTM. Monthly, very, very good as well. Obviously, long term, wouldn't be surprised to see this thing make new ultimise. Maybe later this month, or probably November, if I had to guess. The question is, what do we do from here? So let's actually come up with an invalidation point on the other side. Where did I get immediately bullish on this one? Looking for a move back to the prior highs and probably beyond. 4 hour back above about 45. Even just taking out this last little wick high right here would look pretty damn good. Obviously, a closure above about 44.5 would probably do it as well. One of those two things would invalidate what I just said, and probably probably just continue on with the overall rally right there. Let's actually take a look at momentum oscillators. I'm just curious because this one is holding in pretty damn well, as you would expect. I mean, it's been one of the better actors as of recent times. And you know what? 4 hours still, it's going to be popping back up above about 41 and a quarter, looking good there. Hourly, same thing, 41 and a half actually. 12 hour, coming down hard actually, below about 47 and 85. And daily coming down below about 47.65. Keep in mind, we actually do have a nice daily trend line coming in right here. So if it does, if we do get a bit of a short-term pop-up, still want to see the higher term timeframes follow through. Until then, a little bit of sideways is completely fine. Long term, obviously very good. Just a short term, a bit more questionable right here. And hopefully that was helpful for Terra Luna. Nice one, man. What's up, Spencer? Can I get a bullish hair flip back on the 1 minute? A bullish hair flip, huh? Like some of that action right there. Just flick the old hairolas. Actually, I can't really do that, man. My hair is it's like heavy. It's like a heavy bird. What's up, Wally? He's back again. Also, AVAX daily going long from 58. You're going long from 58. Fair enough. I believe yesterday we were calling for a bit of a correction down below 60 to low 50s, and I believe we're getting that, man. Actually, feel free to do whatever you want to do, of course, but I mean, unless you're just scalping that, I would not take that same position myself. But hey, fair enough. We're all free thinkers here, so you probably have your strategy in mind. Just make sure that you have your risk management in mind as well. I would like to record this one though. Here we have Avalanche, symbol AVAX. I want to follow up on this one from yesterday. We were looking for a bit of a correction down to low 50s in this case. I believe we're getting that right now, actually breaking the yellow 21 in this case for the first time in quite some time, actually going back to early September here. And again, always goes without saying, all higher term timeframes bullish here, but would I be looking for this one to pull back a little bit deeper into the low 50s? Probably yes. And give a bit of a bounce right there. Short-term timeframes, 4 hour, just freshly breaking down below $60. Momentum oscillators, what are we looking for right here? Well, volatility is turning up alongside this one actually breaking structure, putting in a bit of lower highs along the way. So I am going to be a little bit more on the downside angle for this one. Daily, same thing. Daily Jewel was the tell yesterday, given a nice halter short signal from the regular short signal at about 66.5 or so. Yep, I'd still be looking for this one to probably continue on with the short-term downside. Again, long-term, very, very good. I would be looking for bounces somewhere around low 50s and then come back to it after that. Let's go check it out from this angle over here and just see if it agrees. See what the daily says. Daily says momentum down as long as below about 67.70. Okay, interesting. 12 hour, 63 and some odd change. And 4 hour will actually freshly turn down below about 58.89. I would go as far as saying this, man. Always needed a validation point on the other side, but as long as this thing's below, especially $61, especially on this next 4 hour closure as well, I'm looking for this one to correct deeper. Had a really, really good run. I suspect that this one will continue to be good into end of year, but for now, a little bit still corrective here. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for AVAX. I do hope that trade works out for you though, sir. Anyways, let's see. Gemini Athlete says XLM 1 and daily and weekly. Okay. Well, we can just look at it. Well, hold on. Actually, would like to look at Stellar over here. My Rumens, sir. Let's see. Where it's alphabetized now, so it's got. Well, yeah, yes, found it. Haha, the old one. Okay, you're looking at a what? 1 hour daily weekly. Yeah, this one obviously following Bitcoin a lot better than most altcoins. This is interesting. So we see some altcoins actually really following Bitcoin and looking good. This would be one of them, in fact. On the other side, we see a lot of the ones, kind of like the first movers that we saw, especially in most of DeFi summer, I guess. Not necessarily looking exactly like that. Anyways, here we have Stellar, of course, and what am I looking at on, I think, the hourly you asked for? Hourly, well, just straight up, as long as this thing's above about 34 and a quarter. So BBWP is not getting up there. It is up there. It's fucking 100 percentile, multiple bars in a row. Let's see where the 4 hours at as well. 4 hours getting up there as well. I'd probably be looking for this one to go for one more move to the upside here. Overall, pretty damn good, especially on the daily as well. But you can see very, very clearly the 200 simple being that nice little next line of resistance in the sand right here at about 37.70 or so. So that'd be the next sort of gatekeeper for an extension of this move. In that case, if you do start to take it out, especially on a 12-hour or daily closure, I'd be targeting the last prior high in this case, somewhere around low 42 cent, it looks like. Yeah, but sorry, actually a little bit higher than that, just under 44 cent in that case. And well, then you got to start looking at the 5-day. 5-day has a higher low in place. Start to check out that. Well, what do you have? You have a higher high. You have a reversal. You have a bit of a sloppy W here as well, or an Adam and Eve, if you want, backwards Adam and Eve. Actually, it's actually would be an even Adam in this case, funnily enough, and probably looking at an extension all the way up to half a buck. Actually, more than half a buck over time. This one's looking good. Just short-term time frames. Do we play at a pullback? In between there? I'm not really too concerned about the short-term timeframes here. Yeah, we have a bit of short-term bearish divergence, could very easily take it back down to 34.5 cent. I remain with medium and higher-term timeframe bullishness as long as this thing's above about 33.75 or so, even on a short-term timeframe like that, actually. Hopefully that was helpful, sir. What's up, Super Goolily? Hello, sir. Hello, sir. I had a small-sized SHIB bag and told myself, why not? It became a medium-sized bag. Any more upside targets, perhaps based on fibs? I already took out my initial investment. Fair enough, ma'am. Fair enough. Let's go check this one out. I think yesterday we said if this one continues here, it's looking at like 3,000 or so. It hit 3,000. It didn't just hit 3,000. It actually smashed 3,000 all the way up to 35 almost. This one's looking pretty toppy right here, to be fair. It's very, 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 very likely to pull back off the prior closing all-time highs in this case. I mean, that's exactly where you did it thus far, man. While I can plot some fibs for you, man, I don't think it's going to be useful, for one, and for two, I think this one's topped out for now, very, very likely. Might give you one more or two more tries just above 3,000 in this case, because short-term timeframes like an hourly actually aren't too bad right here. See what the 5-day looks like. I mean, long-term is probably going to be okay, but you're going to, just in the same way that this one just absolutely fucking zoomed to the heavens, it can do the same thing to the downside, and being that it is, a bit of a meme token right here, I would err on the side of caution as always. Probably looking at somewhere back down around about 23 to 2100 or so. To be honest with you, I don't really have an invalidation for this one. To be honest as well, just because I don't like this as an invalidation point. It's also way too far away. But I'm getting a lot of signs of short-term, medium-term, and perhaps even long-term toppiness here. 4-hour BBWP on the ceiling. I imagine dailies, dailies there as well, obviously. Retesting your prior time highs, very likely to pull back from this region, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish, and then find out if it actually is going to be long-term bullish, which I hold my reservations on as well. If it can hold above about 2,000 even on this pullback, that'll look pretty damn good. So yeah, I suspect that this one's kind of done for now, to be honest with you. I can plot some fibs for you. I don't think it's going to be too helpful here, but we can do it. Yeah, it did top out at the 1618. Okay, fair enough. Let's say that this one really does start to take out its prior highs and close a daily above 3,500. Okay, that would be my condition for this. Yes, it's far away, but I think that it's better to err on the side of caution for something like this. I'd actually be looking towards somewhere around 5,000, in fact. So take that as you will. Hopefully that was helpful, sir. There you go, man. Let's see who's buying. Let's see who's selling. Ooh, Finex is buying. Finex is buying. Finex likes to tell the direction a lot of the time. By the way, just so you know, this is spot trades over on the left-hand pane, perp trades on the right-hand pane over here. Very interesting to see where a lot of these pain points are, actually. Anyways, let's pull back in over here. Spencer Smith says, wait, nope, he's back again. God damn it, Spencer. What's up, Martin Hunt? Morning to you as well. General thoughts on Bitcoin dominance. We kind of spoke about this a little bit at the beginning of this video here. I'm generally really, really bullish on this. Technically speaking, I should be looking at this as a macro downtrend, and it probably does continue on with the downtrend. If you're just going by general rules, I don't think that that's what's going to happen here. I think that this is where kind of experience trumps charting, I suppose, and I really think that this thing's going to move its way into the medium 50s, probably low 50s at minimum. But personally speaking, I think that this thing goes to mid 50s. And if this run really is the mega bullzooka that I think a lot of people are looking for, which I don't necessarily know what that means towards people. I could definitely see low $100,000 territory. I don't know about the other ones though. But at that point, you'd probably be looking at a move into the 60% region. So altcoins, very similar to 2017, probably not going to fare too well on this next move versus their Bitcoin pairing. Versus their US dollar pairing, they should follow a little bit. Let's actually just go check out Ethereum. Ethereum should be generally a good kind of guideline as to where we are within the grand scheme of things. It is holding on higher lows right here, yes, but still is not taking out its prior high in this case as well. Still lagging. This is where I'd really start to get a lot more excited in this case, targeting prior highs in this case. And, do I think that it's going to reject $4,000 again? Probably in short-term timeframes, but long-term, probably not. Probably sets up the actual move towards, well, the crazy targets, I guess. Hey, what's up, Meccan? My girlfriend calls me Coop, so it's okay that my man friend calls me Coopy, I guess. All good, man. All fucking good. And much love to you, sir. Dan Sholem says, chances of a blow-off top in traditional markets possibly within a year. Sir, I mean, I think you just kind of saw it. Okay, so chance of a blow-off top. I mean, this is your blow. Let me take it off log. That is my blow off top, man. Right there. So we've been saying very likely a 15 to 20% correction coming into October, November of this year. And we were saying that back in June, July. So far, how much do we have? Not even 10% actually. But I do think we're in the midst of this right now. You know, you do have an obvious pivot going on right here. You know, this thing's bearish as long as you're especially below 15,000. But where would my pivot be? 15,350 in this case would be my area of change around that opinion. Until then, I think, you know, most rallies are going to be sells, but right now it's very likely to rally here. I'm not saying that like this is just, you know, a sell all the way through. Obviously not. There's going to be ebbs and flows in this, but I do think that over time it's going to find its way a little bit below 14,000. I do want to toot my own horn over here. This is probably one of the best calls I think I've ever had in my life, ever. Looking for 15,000 bucks before 2020, and then I mean we did get above there to be fair, but Jesus Christ, man, holy shit! All right, and then probably coming down about 15 to 20%, and then well, pray to not bull Jesus, but just pray to Jerome Powell that he'll step back into these markets and run them up again, because that is the game right now. Just look at that Fed balance sheet to keep expanding, and hopefully we keep the world intact here, huh? Anyways, do I think, I mean, to answer your question just directly, I think that we've already seen the blow off top, man. If we're gonna get a blow off top, that was it. I mean, that thing went straight up for a fucking decade, man. Elsa says he's using him, starting to get a little creepy with this. Yeah, what the fuck, man? I mean, yeah, it says Sod, how much to mop my floors with your tongue? What the Oh man, this guy, I mean, this guy's got to be the most interesting person. I'm not even mad at this person, man. It's just, Elsa's scared, but I'm not even mad at this person. I'm just interested, like, man, your life must be very, very interesting. I'll just put it that way. You apparently don't just do this on my channel, because you also have like usernames of other people. It's that's one way to live your life, man. Hope it works out for you, sir. What's up, Jack? Good morning to you as well, man. Ethereum, Bitcoin for in daily. Yep, let's check this one out. Where's my ETH BTC pairing? Well, fuck it, we'll just pop it in over here. Yeah, imagine this one probably is going to be moving to the lower levels. Yeah, it is. Damn, that is actually not so great to see. Obviously, for the short and medium term, do you think that you're going to find some lows somewhere relatively soon? About 6.25 million on the daily right here. Obvious bottoming areas around the 200 simple and 200 exponential average. Anywhere around there, I do kind of like. Now, but let's see, how does this affect the monthly at this point? Is this still looking long-term good? Yeah, I still really like this one, especially as long as you're above 6 million. So, you know, test back down around there is not super concerning. Quarterly, same thing. Quarterly, yeah, very much the same thing. I mean, long-term, I do have to be bullish on this. 4 hour, however, what are we looking for right here? Probably continuation, maybe a bit of a short-term bounce, but generally speaking, I would be looking for continuation to those lower levels. Are you in a bouncy area is the real question. Yeah, I do think so. This thing can bounce, you know, obviously relatively well. Anywhere around 6.5 million Satoshis is fair game. But it does look, yeah, it certainly did lose this level right here. So we are looking, or at least I'm looking lower. 5-day closing today. 5-day says lower than that. So I should mark that off. I mean, 5-day looks actually pretty damn bad, to be fair. Take that as you will. Is this going to destroy my long-term bullishness on this thing? I would still want to see a legitimate reversal here before we have that. We do have lower highs on the bi-weekly though, and we obviously have lower highs on, we got the same highs on the weekly. I mean, really shouldn't be that bad, man. Should be a short-term bouncy area right here. Anywhere back around about 6.5 to 6.6 million Satoshis. After that, I probably want to see it again, man. I'm a little bit split on this one. I do think that you probably will see somewhere down around the 200s, 200 simple and 200 exponential average before it's all said and done, but short-term it is bouncy, so take that as you will, but it looks like this one's going to go through a deeper correction. If I had to guess, you're going to do something like this, right? Where you put another low somewhere right around there. You got the same highs right here, and you do something like that, and that would be really good. So I really don't want to see it I really don't want to see it below about 6 million Satoshis. Until then, I do think they're going to test around there with a short-term bounce probably today, and then come back to it after that, man. But not so great to see it lose those higher levels. That would have made things a lot more easier, especially for the long term in this case. In this case, now I have to be a little more a trader in this case, but all right for now. All right for now, especially on the higher term time frames again. What's up, Dan? Good morning to you, man. Been a hot minute. Yeah, man, it's been a few minutes actually. Hopefully everything's all good and unusual, but necessary request today. Unfortunately, not on TradingView. Well, then what the fuck, man? What am I gonna do with this? Like you know, I can't really look at things not on TradingView, man. Let's see. I don't know where this is at. I don't know where to find this thing, man. I got to go to CoinDerpo, and even then, I'm just not gonna have my tools here, man. Let's bring it in, I guess. I really don't think this is a good idea, to be honest with you. I'm guessing you're talking about this thing, gelato. Sounds tasty. Another food token over here, I guess. What do we have? Well, we have a 24-hour chart. Maybe let's go to 180 days. How long has this thing been around? Since September 13th. All right, that's very telling. I don't have an opinion on this, man. If anything, we got a bit of a short-term downtrend. Do I trust this chart? No. Do I think that anything that I say is relevant on this thing? Probably not. If you put a gun to my head and said call it Krown or die, I'd say what the fuck is wrong with you? But I would say probably back down to your 250 lower. So other than that, man, look, it's just. I want to be as helpful as possible, man, and I'm not going to be helpful on a chart like that. Unfortunately, man, I don't have my regular tools. There's very little history, and I suspect that thing barely trades as well, man. Probably not a good sign if it's not on TradingView, man. Hopefully that was in some way helpful. Again, that's really all that I'd be looking at right there. Below 250, generally bad for more long-term downside, but in that case, probably just short-term down around there. Casual base guy says, new moon gonna dump on us? The sandbox sand 4 hour. Well, first off, let's go see. Do we have a new moon? Yeah, I think it's today or was yesterday, whatever it was. Is it gonna dump on us? I mean, it's been pretty consistent thus far. Does that mean that we immediately dump? Not always necessarily, as you can see. Usually within about a day or two, it looks like, is when those moves do typically occur. The thing that I'd be looking at right here, though, is again, I'd probably just be looking at higher lows on the way, on any sort of a move back down that fails to get back below about $48,000 in this case. That's kind of my line in the sand. Below 48, yeah, things start to look pretty damn bad, but I mean, that's pretty far away from right now. So, anyways, to answer your question directly, or at least try to answer your question, let's look at sand USD over here. All right. And what time frames are you looking at? No time frame. Oh, no, time frames given. Okay, nice. My bad. 4 hour right here. What do we see? Again, another altcoin that's just not following that much with Bitcoin. Already coughed up the majority of its rally from yesterday. Holding on to a very small amount of it. In this case, you can obviously have a bit of a bit of an inflection point right around, what is it, 76 and a half. As long as you're above there, you can play it as a bit of a short-term reversal. I don't think it is, to be honest with you. 4 hours showing a bit of phantom div. Daily says that you might actually have a bit of a reversal right here. Let's go over here. Let's get rid of damn derpy CoinDerpo over there. Let's see if this can kind of help us out a bit. In this case, 4 hours going to be up as long as above 75. Okay, good. Daily is going to be down as long as below 86. Actually, 12 hour, where we at? Down as long as below about 84 or so. All right, so in this case, I actually would kind of lean. This is a fucking weird looking one right here. Look, the pivot is about 76 cents or so. As long as you're above there, you can kind of put a little bit of hopium on the daily and look for a move back around your prior highs, maybe into early next week. In this case, though, below that 76 and a quarter pivot, I mean, this thing's going to cough up the majority of its rally again to back down at 65 cents. And to be fair on the daily, we do still have, or do we still have? We don't necessarily have lower highs, but we have same highs in this case. Probably does favor the upside, I suppose. I guess I would err on that side, just based off the market. Hourly kind of agrees as well. The big trigger for like an actual sustained upside move would be back up about 81 and a half to even on an hourly would look pretty damn good. Probably target the prior highs for this rally and probably continues onwards and forwards from there. If I had to pick a side, I'd be on the long side here, and that's only for the simple fact that you're just right there at that pivot. Let's just call it 76 cents and make it nice and easy. So hopefully that was helpful, sir. What's up, Rags EU? Thoughts on Litecoin? Okay, no time frames given on this, so let's go to one of the probably least interesting things in this market. But let's do a video on this one. I don't think I've ever done one on Litecoin, and I expect that there's still a Litecoin crew, maybe from 2017. People used to call this the silver to Bitcoin's gold. Here we have Litecoin symbol LTC versus the dollar, and we actually do have a bit of a follow through setup right here. In fact, volatility is starting to expand, and we do see a bit of an early reversal in progress right here as well. Probably targeting to move back up somewhere around about $1.88.5 or so. And let's go down to the lower term time frames right here and come up with some validation points. Yep, about 172 in this case would be my validation. Until then, you will inevitably be getting a golden cross on 4-hour, and we also do have hidden bullish evidence on 4-hour RSI potential. If this does close here or higher in the next couple of hours, that would look good. That being above about 179.5 or so. Anyways, again, you know, next sort of technical targets, the upside would be somewhere around about $1.90. Maybe in the next week or so, whatever it ends up being. Don't really have strong opinions on that. And 5-day actually would start to look like a good early reversal as well here. So this one's going to be closing tonight as well. I know you didn't ask about any time frames, but in this case, if this thing does close above, yeah, especially that 189 to 190-ish region, you will have your higher low. You'd obviously have a higher high, and you can extend this run quite a fair bit, probably around end of month or early November. Until then, you know, be aware of the pivot right here. If you do start to crack back down below about 172, especially on a 4-hour closure, I'd probably be looking for that to be completely negated. I mean, this one does still, you know, not look super hot right there, to be fair. Let's go see what Momentum Oscillators have to say about that, if they disagree, and then go through there. 12-hour will be up as long as above 175 or 176 in this case. Okay, so for right now, good. Daily will be up as long as above 171.5. Okay, also good. 4-hour will be freshly up with closure above 173. Okay, also good. And hourly will be freshly up with a closure above 178 and an 80, which we are currently about 10 cents above right now. So next couple hours here, pretty damn critical actually. And you know, for right now, I would actually be favoring the upside in this case. Again, be aware of the invalidation points and the pivots. If you do start to lose 172, well, probably more of the same at that point. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Litecoin. Man, no one's asked about Litecoin, and literally, I don't even think anyone's ever even asked about Litecoin. In fact, now that I think about it, the fuck. Kuju says, hey, Krown, what's up, man? Curious to hear your thoughts on alt behavior in the next 2 to 4 weeks if BIDI continues. Altcoin Bitcoin parents will get wrecked, and altcoin USD parents will follow like molasses, though. Is kind of my general is kind of like my general disposition on that, on a Bitcoin dominated and led rally, similar to what we saw in 2017 and prior cycles as well. I mean, no more complicated than that, really. I think the Bitcoin dominance chart does represent that rather well. You know, someone brought up a really good point. I think it was related to me actually through Mr. Coop. But, you know, a better way to be looking at the altcoin market is, someone said doggy versus Bitcoin. You could do that, but what I think is a little more pertinent for the majority of this market is actually Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, and that one's obviously, you know, going through a deeper correction right now. So you know, generally speaking, I'm looking for downside on altcoin Bitcoin pairings, and slow but general upside on altcoin USD pairings, assuming that Bitcoin does continue onwards and upwards here. So that is the assumption, and that's what I'd essentially be riding off of. What's up, Idiot Era, Senor Krown? Hello, that is me. Hola, sir. Hola, senor, actually. T-loss USD on the 4-hour and daily? Sure. T-1 sounds. Forget. Telos. Looking good here. 4-hour good. 4-hour is looking like continuation, man. Volatility expanding. Trend has never really reversed here. We just have another higher low. I expect that that's going to be a little more obvious on a daily. It is. I'll be looking for another retest of your prior closing highs. Play out a little bit of hidden bullish evidence right here on the daily as well. And assuming that this one can close anywhere above about 95 cents, I'd actually be looking for the next melt up phase to begin. Melt up phase to begin is what I'm trying to say. Invalidation in this case, very obviously below about 89 and a quarter. You're looking for a deeper correction, perhaps down to 84, 85 cents or so. Until then, this one looks mostly good. No major issues with this. 5 days about to close on the optimize as well. Good, man. 5 dailies closing tonight as well. It's not necessarily an engulfing, but close above the last bi daily high. Not bad. Yeah, this one looks like it's probably going to try for some new optimize. Maybe later this month, early November, if I had to guess. Short term, again, easy pivot right around about 89 and a quarter. So as long as above there, generally good, generally looking up, and generally looking probably towards the ultimize end of month. Let's see. What's up, JW? Cardonalopoulos. Sure, man. Here we have Cardani. Let's actually record this one. This one's been fun to follow up on because it's been completely contrary to the regular market's direction. All right, here we have Cardano versus the dollar. Looks like we did get our move down to just about $2 yesterday on the daily right here. And so far, the response actually pretty damn good. And this one actually might even recover itself here as well. Again, based off the strength of the broad market, there's actually a very easy setup in this case whenever you see something like this, meaning that essentially anywhere below yesterday's low, you know, we're probably going to see, wait, what the fuck? On the 4 hour, the price action is very different than the daily over here. This is rather bizarre. I don't know what to make of this. On the daily, it says that we got down to $2 yesterday, which would have been the technical target to the downside. On the 4 hour, we got down to like 210. But not necessarily getting there. Anyways, as far as Cardano goes, definitely a laggard right now. Definitely kind of playing out in a more bearish fashion, to be fair. I mean, we still got these higher lows that we're working on pretty much all time frames, in fact. And it's very difficult to be bullish on this thing as long as you're below about 2.25. That would actually be my sort of pivot for looking for this one to kind of fall through with the rest of the market. That meaning back above about 2.25. I'd be looking for this one to go on a ride first to about 235, 236. Probably a bit of a short-term stops there, and then put in a move towards 250, and this would start to look pretty damn good. Until that happens, though, this is still a bearish setup as far as I'm concerned. 4 hour Jewel is saying that hold your horses on that one for right now. BBWP says we're looking at a move very likely today in the next 24 hours. And in this case, when you do see it that low on a time frame like this, it's probably going to be good enough to actually, you know, if it comes to the upside, it's probably going to be good enough to take out that 2.25 region and initiate those higher targets. If it comes to the downside, I'd be looking at, I mean, if I'm looking at just a 4 hour right here, just another test down to $2 or so. I'm inclined to say $2 is a little more likely, though, just based off trend, obviously. Daily, you could argue that hidden bearish evidence already played out, I suspect. Again, we're not getting consistent charts right here, which is like not good or not helpful. At least let's go see what we got as far as momentum oscillators go right here. 219 gonna force the hourly Stokes back up, not a big deal. However, 4 hour 214 gonna be the magical number right there. So far so good. Daily is going to be down below about 228. So I'd go as far as saying if this thing fails to get back up about 225 today, I would be looking for this one not just to test back down to $2, but probably set it up for an actual breakdown below $2 over time. And you know, at that point, looking at a move towards 170 to 175 or so. Weekly, what are we looking for right here? It's not necessarily bad on a weekly. I mean, long term, this is a good chart. Looks corrective to me. I'm really split on this one, though, just because the daily and the 4 hour are showing different price action right here, which is not helping me out at all. The pivot to the upside is the most obvious one, however. 225 is where things start to look, you know, decent again. And hopefully that's helpful. And there you go for Cardano. Nice one, man. Gemini Athlete MMA says, Ren, 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily. Sure. USD, let's see. I think we looked at this one yesterday. What did we say yesterday? Probably correction, and we got a correction. Hey, not bad. But is a correction done just yet? Do we have the same thing going on right here? Hold on. 4 hour low is 108.5. Daily low is 102.5. What the fuck is going on right here? This is actually really starting to drive me wild because this changes a lot of things. It changes a lot of things. Daily would have already played out the correction. That's fine. You know, not bad right there. Completely fine. I don't know what to make of this, man. Trading view is not being consistent and very bizarre. Very fucking bizarre. I've seen this before on trading view, but not often. Anyways, let's see. Hourly right here. I mean, what time frames were you even asking about? 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily. Hourly short term up. I'd probably be looking for at the very least short term move to about 114 or so. 4 hour. I'd be bullish for a retest of your prior highs back up about 117. Daily, this is what throws me off, man. If I'm looking at the daily, the correction's already done, and I'm looking generally up and to the right. If the other lower term time frames are correct, I should be looking to the downside. This is what makes this very, very frustrating, man. Okay, let's say that the lower term time frames are right. In this case, you know, your invalidation is going to be 117, and generally be looking for a move down to about a buck even, and probably a big bounce there actually. Other than that, man, like this is, I understand that this is not helpful, but I don't know what to make of this right now. Very strange stuff. What about a 5 day? Still kind of topping out at the same level that you topped out before. In long term, it's good, man. The question is, are we good from this exact region right here? Do we play to move down to $1 or so? It would be a lot more obvious that if this thing popped back above about $1.17, $1.17.5, and closed above there on a 4 hour. That's the obvious area for right now. Fucking weird, man. What is going on with TradingView today? What's up, Dan Henderson? Howdy from Texas. NLST on the daily weekly. Okay, we got a stock, I think. Yeah, Netlist. We got an OTC stock. Oh, dear Lord. All right, so I think he said daily and weekly. Okay, got it. Daily right here, short-term down, hidden bearish divergence on the daily Jewel down, daily daily BBWP is trending down, but in the context of this, we're probably ranging. And with momentum oscillators suggesting some downside, I'm probably looking somewhere down just below $5 or so. Weekly, same thing. You know, it's probably going to go sideways here for a while. Probably long-term good, but short-term downside and medium-term downside. I'd be looking for a move down here. I'd invalidate that back above essentially yesterday's high, 616, and look for this one to retest around your early September highs or late August highs in the low sevens after that. But I'm a lot more inclined to say downside right here. All momentum also is down. Long-term good, just short-term very likely plays out that move. See what Bitcoin's doing over here. Old Biddy, what are you doing, baby? What are you doing? It's going sideways. We got a line chart. Actually, funnily enough, let's see what it looks like on a line chart. Looks about right. Let's look at the bars. This is actually my preferred way of looking at price action, just for what it's worth. Can you make anything out of that? This would be toppy. You're looking at it from a high-low close bar region. Anyways, oh, the SEC is here. What's up, man? I hope you're having a great day as well. Theta US, are you guys busy? 4 hour daily on Theta. Sure. Theta. I don't think I have this one on my list, although I used to, I believe. Let's go to a 4 hour. What do we see right here? What about a daily? Daily's reversal. Let's go back to my regular tool. Let's see if it agrees with that. What? Where can I get the momentum oscillators that I'm using? TradingView, sir. Anyways, looking at the daily right here. I do not like that rejection from yesterday, man. But let's see. Do we have the same thing going on right here? Yeah, we have the same thing going on here as we did see on 2 other charts already. Low of the day, low in the 4 is 617, right? And low of yesterday is what, 615? Okay, same thing basically. Daily is showing all the way down to 582. If I'm looking at the daily, I'm obviously fucking bearish. If I'm looking at the 4 hour, I'm obviously fucking bullish. This is so maddening, man. This is getting maddening, honestly. 4 hour daily. Okay, look, you can always come up with some ranges here. You're about to get a golden cross on this. Where's sort of like your line in the sand for that? Basically right around about 615 or so. As long as you're above 615, I do look for this one to complete that and very likely mount a rally, you know, probably into next week, somewhere around like low sevens, 7.25, 7.5 region. Problem is, daily is obviously bearish. It's a different chart on the daily, is what it is. This is just bizarre and annoying. Okay, so here's what I feel comfortable with saying then. If you had to take out yesterday's daily low at 582, I'd be looking for this one to go for the full retrace, 512 to 510, easy call. 4 hour, you know, where would I cut that line in the sand? I'd say more like 610, actually, 610 in this case. Below there, I'd look for this one to actually play out that move. Until then, you know, the short-term timeframes are obviously bullish, and the daily is literally is showing different price action, like showing literally different numbers, which is a problem. A 4 hour hidden bullish divergence come off the low. You know, I look at that as playable, again, as long as you're above about 610 on a 4 hour in this case. Below 610, yeah, both the daily and the lower term time frame is going to look like some downside. Like this is, I wonder why this is happening today. Very, very weird, and not a good time for this to happen as well. It makes things much more difficult when you get a bifurcation in these. Fair enough. I think I'll just leave it right there, man. That is bizarre. What the fuck? West Proctor says, Krown hair NFT, shut up and take my crypto. Fair enough, man. Thoughts on SKL next 12 hours? Happiest and best usable, man. SKL scale? Is this one? I think it is scale. Scale. Cool name. And you're looking at a what? Next 12 hours. Okay, you're looking at a 12-hour time frame then. Is that right? Interesting right here. I'm just curious if it has the same sort of bullshit as the last few charts. Yesterday low, 31 cent. Let's see what 12 hours says right here. Yep. Okay, this one's normal. All right, so yeah, this one's completely fine, completely normal. Man, this is so fucking strange. So fucking strange though. It's only on a few charts that we see this. Let's see, daily's up as long as above 31. Okay, good. 12 hour. We'll turn back up above 34. 4 hour is freshly up above 31.5. All right, I'm generally going to be looking for some upside right here. You do have an obvious, you do have an obvious pivot right around about 31.70, just yesterday's closing low in this case. Below there, looking at extension towards 30.5 cent, probably another bounce and then fail that bounce. But for right now, I'd probably respect this one. Here would be the obvious thing. If this thing can close in a 12 hour in this case, yeah, if this thing can close a 12 hour anywhere above about 33.5 cent, I'll be looking for this one to actually go on a bit of a ride, probably somewhere, at least test the prior highs of this rally at about 36.5 cent and probably extend that all the way to 38, 39 cent over time. And you very likely are looking at a move today. I mean, BBWP is at 0% tell, so this thing is primed to move, and it's looking at a big move too. In this case, I'd favor the upside. I getting a lot more signals right there. Again, easy sort of pin on this price action around about 31.5 cent if you want to call it right there. JW, we got Cardano, and that is difficult to say. What the fuck? So we're all good there, and I'll actually upload a video on it a little bit later today as well. Spencer Smith says, dumb question. All right. How would you short the Nasdaq? You short it just as anything else, man. You can take a short position on it. You sell short. You hit the sell short order book right there. It's probably a lot more simple than what you think, man. You just sell short. I'm sure whatever broker you're using does have a function for that if you do have leverage enabled for yourself. Fading Armageddon says Qtum. I mean, you could also trade some of the inverse. I'm sure there's an inverse indice for Nasdaq, although I'm not actually familiar with one. But yeah, man, you can. I mean, now you're starting to make me second guess myself. It's like you just sell it. Just sell it. It's like, how do you short Bitcoin? You just sell it. Maybe I'm missing some, man. But if you're talking about this right here, you press the red button. Is what you do. Maybe your broker just doesn't have leverage or shorting enabled for you. That'd be something that you need to talk about with your broker, of course. I don't know exactly who you're using, and I probably wouldn't even know anyways, because when I was trading traditional markets, I was trading from a professional platform, and we didn't have like the same tools. It was just, you want to sell short here? All right, press the fucking. It was just the red button, man. Fading Arm again says Qtum daily. Sure. Qtum, another 2017 shitcoin. This was the the Korean Ethereum, I think. Let's see where it is right now. And what time frames you're looking at. Daily. I do like the retest of your prior breakout area. That's good. This one's probably going to follow through. Yeah, momentum also is all bullish. Weekly is actually a bullish engulfing right now. It looks like. Yeah, it is. Hey, not bad. Or it's setting up for a bullish engulfing, I should say. 5-day closing later tonight. Any sort of a closure above $14, man, and this thing's gonna very likely get sent all the way up to mid 17s, maybe even $20. Where are we at long term? Yeah, it's very likely to pull through here, but again, I'm never gonna like a 2017 chart that has not taken out its prior all-time highs in the past year. That's relatively weak, but this one very likely to fall through here. Maybe it's looking like as well. Yeah, 14.25, a nice pivot on the daily 12 hour. Same thing, 14. I like the $14 area. Back above there, this one generally follows through. What about 4 hour? Should come up with an invalidation point. This one very simple as well. 12.30 in this case. As long as you're above there, generally looking up and to the right. What's up, Martin? Thoughts on algo 4 hour daily? Sure, man. Although, again, man, like last time you asked about this, you said you were looking at 2 to 3 months down the road. Why are you looking at a 4 hour then? Just out of curiosity. 4 hour down, you're looking for 171, 170 region. Daily, still corrective. Long term, very good. Very, very good long term. But, I mean, we kind of got our move yesterday. I did say move down somewhere around about $1.60. This one got down to 164, it looks like. I don't know. Is this going to be another one of these fucking charts? God damn it. Another one of these fucking charts right here. On the 4 hour, you don't see that same move that you see on the daily. Drives me nuts, man. Drives me fucking nuts. Because if I'm looking at the day, I'm like, okay, yeah, the correction already played out. You're probably sideways and up from here. You're good. All is well and good. 4 hour down would be suggesting about 170 or so. Do a momentum oscillator say. Now looking 2 out right there. About a 12 hour. Show me the 12 hour dildos, please. Please respawn, trading view. There we go. 12 hour with the same move down? Not quite. 12 hour a little bit more on the upside as well. And this is starting to really get to me. Yeah, and 5-day has the same move to the downside as well. So does the weekly, obviously, here too. I'm always inclined to go with higher term timeframes over lower term timeframes, but bizarre. I wonder why this must be some sort of a bug in TradingView. I mean, that's like by definition not supposed to happen, right? Let's see. Daily remains up above 180, 4 hour up above 178.5. 5-day will turn back up above 230. Interesting. Let me just double check. Yeah, okay. And 12 hour. 195. Okay, interesting. Anyways, you know, where would my pivots be on this one? I don't know, man. If you do start to close back above 185, I would say that the daily and the higher term timeframes are going to be the right read on this one, and you are going to see, you know, generally move back up towards $2 in the next week or so, and probably above there as well. The question is, though, is which chart is representing the actual right price action? Again, you got 164 tick to the downside right there. If that actually did happen, that's good. Correction was handled and all good. I'm looking at the 4. I'm looking, no, this one comes back down to 171, 172 region, tries for a bounce there. Come back to it after that, man. I'm inclined to actually, I don't know which side I should be inclined on this one, man. This is, does anyone have an explanation for why this is happening? I wonder if anyone is like, fortunately, I don't have any insights into TradingView. Any what's it called? Oh dear Lord. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to reach out to TradingView, man, just to understand. If I did have to call it, man, if I'm looking at the short-term time frames, you know, look, you got an invalidation point right above about 185 or so. That would be my area of interest. Until then, I'd probably be looking in favoring some short-term downside, another bounce off of like 170, 171 region, and come back to it after that. Other than that, man, I feel kind of like naked right now. I wonder if anyone. I need to figure out who could I reach out to? Who could I reach out to, man? That would actually know that, because it seems to be an issue obviously with TradingView. And not a good day to have an issue like that as well. I mean, it kind of changes like everything depending upon which one's right. The fuck, man. All right, let's see where it's at. Dr. Colossus, what's up, man? Can you check out Mirror USD on the 4-hour daily? Sure. RUSD. We got Mirror Protocol. All right. Long term, very bad. Short term, is it going to carry on with this rally here? Probably yes. What time frames were we looking at though? You were looking at 4-hour and daily. 4-hour, a little bit of a short term pullback. Probably comes back down somewhere around about 335, maybe even as low as 330 even. But assuming that you do close dailies above there, I'd be looking for this one to extend the rally a little bit. You do have your daily high or low in place right now, and most of this market's following through, so I expect that this one's just a bit of a laggard. Wouldn't be surprised to see it head up towards about $4 in the next couple weeks here. Other than that, though, you know what I'm saying about a chart like this, man. I'm just not a fan of a chart like this. Where'd my invalidation be on a 4-hour? Back below about 330 even on a 4-hour closure. And, well, I wouldn't necessarily be bearish. I wouldn't necessarily be bullish. I'd just be neutral and want to look at this thing again. But for right now, man, I'm favoring the upside right here. Just a bit of a short-term pullback and then continuation probably into next week. Let's see. What's up, Cameron? Feeling frisky and active. Nice. MACD is the love of my life. Could you look at Tezos 1 to 4 hour? All right. MACD's nuts. XTZUSD. All right. Let's go over here. And what do we got? You're looking at a 1 and 4 hour. Okay. Hourly, looking a little bit of sideways and up. Does it give another test down to 750 though is the real question. I actually don't think so right here. One's actually looking okay. Let's go see what it looks like from this angle. I just want to check the daily just to see if it has that same bullshit wick that we see on a lot of the other ones. Still correcting on the 12-hour and daily, it looks like. 850, a big pivot on this one. You know, realistically, this one's just going sideways, but sideways is good. Sideways is very, very good on this one. Above 850, very bullish. Looking at new all-time highs. You know, I just want to see. Yeah, okay, this chart's normal. This is good. It's fine. What about a 5-day? A little bit of toppy. A little bit of sloppy toppy right there. Look, I can tell you where to get bearish on this one. Below about 745. I'd be looking for this one to fall apart a little bit, down below $7, somewhere around 680 to 685. But right now, man, I give it the benefit of the doubt, and this one's generally consolidated around the highs, which is good. I really would be concerned about this one below about 7.25. Actually, I know you didn't ask about a 6-hour, but the 6-hour is being the more obvious chart right now. All momentum oscillators are suggesting short-term upside. but I don't think that you're gonna get ready to like break out anytime soon. Just short term, short-term upside, realistically going sideways here. But that's good. That's good on something like this. Just beware of, I believe it was 720. Yeah, 720. 5 days still pretty good long term as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing gun for new all-time highs probably November. Good. I mean, very, very good long term. Very, very good long term. Yeah, I'm gonna be favoring the upside on this one. Hopefully that's helpful, sir. Let's see. Cameron says also LGBTQ 100 ETF. Is this a real thing? I would not be surprised if this is a real thing. LGB. It's a real thing. Holy shit. What? Wait, what? Oh my god. We live in the best simulation, baby. We live in the best simulation. This baby's going up though. Looking for a move back into 2715. I don't know if you actually care about this thing, but oh, they sold my LGBTQ pluses. Oh my god, they're manipulating my LGBT. They transformed my bull chart into a bear chart for a day, and then it went up again. I'm doing trans on both sides, baby. Holy shit. What the fuck is this thing? What actually is this thing? Is this just a bunch of, and I say this as a scientific term, is this a bunch of gay stocks? Learn something new every day. The fuck? When Choice 87 says, "Hey, Krown, in case you didn't look, please." Excellent. We did look at that one. It's the same ticker as STR. We can do the XLM one if you really insist on it. It's completely fine. It's going to be the exact same analysis though, unless if it's a different chart like some of the other ones, which would be very frustrating yet again. MoneyGram just partnered with Stellar Lumens. Really? Oh, that's actually kind of significant. Anyways, you're looking at daily, weekly. Okay. Good. I'm looking for this one to pop back up towards 40 cents and probably beyond into November. Weekly is very, very good. Weekly has your higher low. I mean, most things are testing around this prior high right here. Very bullish above 40 cents on a weekly closure. Looking for moves generally up into the right after that, man. But you have a pretty damn good setup right here, to be fair. Daily, I'd only be concerned about this one below 33 1/3. Or do we have that same move? Yeah, we do. Okay, so this chart is normal. Yeah, man. This one's bullish as long as you're above 33 cent, man. Short term might play at a little bit of downside, but that doesn't seem too concerning to you as you're on the higher term time frames there. What's up, Jack? Sol BTC. Okay, Sol BTC. Okay. BTC here on Binance. And what do we have? And you're looking at 4 in daily. Got it. Daily, bouncy area. However, this one looks like the breakdown is real, sir. So while it probably does bounce, maybe even back up all the way to like 29.6, 29.7 region. I have to be bearish on something that looks like this, especially as long as you're below 31,000 Satoshi. So that'd be kind of my line in the sand for invalidating just short term, a bit of a bouncy bounce. Daily wants more down. Weekly, I'd probably be looking somewhere down around about 25,000 Satoshis. For like the next bigger bounce, but just very, very short term right now, bouncing and come back to it after that. I would invalidate what I'm saying and just generally get bullish on this thing back above about 30,000 Satoshis in this case. Looking for a reclaim of prior range highs after that, but yeah, very likely to bounce here. I'm getting a lot of bouncy bounce signals. Just I don't think that the bounce is a reversal. I think it's just a bounce. What about a 5-day? Kind of a breakdown right here, man. Not a big fan of this one. Any sort of a 5-day closure below 30,000 is very, very likely to get this thing down somewhere between about 22 and 25 into like the next couple of weeks here. Damn, that is pretty cool though. XLM actually partnered with MoneyGram. Not bad. All right. Let's see. I don't think that would influence that, Spencer Smith, with a few exchanges crashing. I don't even know if they did, but it shouldn't influence it, man. I mean, TradingView I'll have to email them, man, because that is weird. I'd really like to know which one's like the what actually happened. Matt Rudeledge says, "Hello, brother. What's up, man? Can you do Alluvium ILV?" Sure. Be here. Oh, I'm guessing it's this. Probably crypto, huh? Go with this one right here. Holy shit. Hasn't really been around for too long, but no time frames given. Oh dear lord, where are we gonna go with this one? Yeah, I'm gonna guess that this is just massively liquid and very, very new. It is very new. It's been around for a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. Oh boy. Oh boy. Actually do think this is fine for what it's worth. I don't see anything majorly concerning as long as you're above about 630, but I don't know what time frames you're looking at here. If I had to call it, this one very likely bounces back up somewhere around about 685, 690-ish region and probably continues. But again, man, not much history here. Daily, for what it's worth, is fine. 12 hours fine as well. Other than that, man, I'd really like to be concerned about this thing below about 630, and then yeah, you can probably look for deeper corrections down to about 680, 690 region. Until then, man, sideways and up is the name of the game there. Looking good, man. You okay over there? What's going on? Oh, Nimbo's having... Oh, Nimbo's laying down the hammer. What's up, Alex? I see you over there, man. I should actually look at the chats a little bit. What's up, Elizabeth? Emron, hello. Good morning to you. Nimbo's re-education. Send him to the camps. Let's see. Oh, God, man. Oh, God. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, cool. Where was I there? Alex Switch says, LGBTQ, my ass launched in late May, is a passively managed large cap index fund that holds the top 100 US companies that most align with the LGBTQ community. That's a real thing. Wow. 2021, baby. What's up, Rolando? Mr. P. Bread, BRD. Okay. Bread token. What time frame, sir? 4 hour daily. Got it. Okay, let's see. Let's see if yesterday's low is the same thing as a 4 hour. Okay, 1470. 4 hour low from yesterday is actually not 1470, but it is 15, so at least it's kind of close there. Look, if I'm looking at the daily right here, I think correction is over. I think you got yesterday's low as a very obvious pivot. You got 1471 right there. As long as you're above there, I'm looking back up north towards just under 18 cents, and there's your breakout as well. And you can start to look towards moves back around your prior range highs from August, which would be in the low 20 cent region. Now, I should add that because the lower term timeframes technically do not have that same price action there present, similar to those other charts, which for some reason there's a disconnect between trading view. You know, with a lot of these altcoins, I would be saying pivot at around 1550, so that would be invalidation. I would probably err on the higher term time frame side. That's my general rule. I just don't know if it applies here because they're literally, like, if you want to talk about manipulation, this would be actual manipulation, showing different price, like literally different price numbers for those is massively bizarre. Anyways, below 15.5 cent, I'd be looking for this one to completely crumble the rally back down to 13.5 to 14 cent or so. I'm just curious if momentum oscillators on the daily are bullish or bearish here, and run it from there. Daily Stokes up as long as above about 15.5. Okay, that would be more on the bullish side. 12 hour up above 1670, so technically not there just yet. 4 hour is up as long as above 15.5, and hourly is also up freshly above 16 cents. I'm going to favor the upside on this one, and I think that the daily probably is the right one to be going with. So when it comes to all of those charts that we've looked at, I probably would be defaulting to the daily in this case, and then probably, and I suspect on the majority of those, they were showing more bullish pictures than bearish. But I'd have to go back and like check all of them, which would be a fucking massive headache. Okay. Mamba for Life says, I just got here, FTM hourly daily. Actually, we've already done this one, and I did record a video on it, but we can just briefly go back to it. Maybe go to the hourly right here. Oh yeah, this one's going to new optimize, man. This one's going to the pro optimize first, obviously, $2, and very likely making new optimize into next week. This is fucking good, man. This is fucking good, baby. Invalidation below about well, this is not helpful, but 160, just this last prior low right there. You know, maybe if you want to be a little more aggressive, like 163, not too helpful, but generally speaking, this is a good chart, and good charts deserve to be more aggressive on, in my experience. Daily hidden bullish evidence, volatility expanding trend continuation. I love all of that. Symbol MS. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Krown. Have a great day. Hey, you too, man. Thank you. I hope you have the best day, sir. Tommy's Cars Creation says, afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. If you haven't already, please, yeah, we just did it. I'll also upload a video on it a little bit later today as well. Really, really good one. Probably the best chart that we've seen today, just because it is pretty much all the way around pro optimize. I think we did some fib extensions right here. It did sell off on the prior high at about 161, 185. It's really fine. Long term, you know, maybe until like November or something, I'd be looking north of $2, two to two and a quarter. So that's obviously more long term. B. Arthur's Dingus. All right, hello. Pingus meet Dingus. Good day to you, good sir. Good day to you as well, sir. Hit me with some cello daily weekly. Sure. Some sideshow Bob. All right, cello. Cello USD. What do we got here? I'm curious to see if the daily and 4 hour different as well. 4 hour low 520. Daily low 420. 4 hour low. Not 420. 550 from yesterday. Again, another one of these bullshits. If I'm looking at the daily, correction's over, it's good. Be looking for it to move back up towards 6 and a quarter. So let's just go check it out over here. Here's see if we see the same sort of interpretation on momentum also does yet again. Hourly up above 567, good. 4 hour up above 560, good. 12 hour is probably going to be down as the other ones were. $6, the magical number right there. And daily up back above about 614 actually. So not the same as the other ones. Okay, in this case, then we got to play the invalidation game, don't we? I would be favoring the short-term upside here, man. You got bullish evidence coming off the last 4 hour low. You got a very obvious pivot here at about 570 on a 4 hour closure. Until then, man, I'm looking for this one to pop back up towards 635, probably even $6.50, and continue from there into next week or so. This is fine, man. Now, of course, if it does hit the invalidation and close below about 569 or 570, whatever you want to choose, I'd be looking for this one to pop back down somewhere around about 5 and a quarter or so. Do I think that's what's happening right here? I mean, this is generally a decent chart, so probably not. But here's the thing is, like, if I was looking for that move to happen and I'm on the daily, we already got that move. And that would have been the corrective target from yesterday's video, and we already got that. And it's like, okay, well, that's fine. And this one's actually holding up really, really well, and I'd be looking for sideways and up from here. I'm inclined to go with the daily in this. I really am. So good to see a bit of what's it called? You know, a bit of uniformity across some of the altcoins there. But again, it is rather annoying to see, you know, like that. Bitcoin, are you turning down? Putting a little bit of a short-term toppity top there. Could it be? Could it be? Maybe yes. Maybe Bitcoin takes a little bit of a breather and altcoins pick up the slack. All right, let's see what we got over here. Daniel Levitt says, please put on a mask crown before you give us all coronavirus. Sir, well, we could do some axes. We're actually kind of at the bottom of the chats already, which is good. I mean, this is actually not going to be a long stream today. Guys can take a little bit of a rest. Axie good, man. Axie good. Axie Infinity, symbol AXS, looking good yet again. Crazy how that works out. All right, so we did get that short-term sideways move that we were looking for yesterday. Did this one play at the correction already, down to low 100s? We did say, I think it was 110 to 105. Got down to 112 on the daily. It might be relevant to say the correction is indeed over. Will come with an invalidation point right here. 4 hour closure below about 120 or 119 if you want to be super exact. Would do it for me, and probably be at another test back down to low 100, in this case somewhere around about, probably around 110 again actually. Yeah, we have the same weird chart here. We don't see the same thing on the daily as we do as the 4 hour. 4 hour low from yesterday is 118. Daily low from yesterday is showing 112. Very, 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 very annoying yet again. Don't necessarily know what to make out of that, but I will default to the daily in this case. Probably going to favor some short-term sideways and up from this region, again, with that pivot in mind. The big area to be aware of is about 135 in this case. Back above there, I'd be looking for a retest of 145 to 150-ish region, and probably new all-time highs coming in next week. Momentum also does look here as well. In the daily, down as long as below 143. Yep, don't think this thing's ready to trend anytime soon. 12 hour, same thing, 141. 4 hour up above 122, and hourly is 127. Yeah, I'm going to favor those pivots and run with the daily read on that one. Again, not sure what to make out of trading view today, but typically higher term time frame is going to be better. Hopefully that's helpful, and there you go for Axie. Yes, we did look at the moon charts actually. We do have our Baramuna. Actually, it's technically not in there just yet, but well, it should be. Let's see. Does Insilico have it? Insilico has it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't do it now, baby. Don't do it now. Don't pull that rug, bro. Please do not pull that rug. John Dude says, good morning. What's up, man? Can you check out Mina daily and 4 hour? Also, forget the cold water and drink your hot water and honey. I actually have been incorporating honey, and it does really help. That's a really good suggestion, man. I didn't think to put it in hot water though. I guess maybe that's like the next level of it, but it definitely helps, man. Definitely helps. Whoops, I don't want to look at it on that chart. Get on like a real chart over here. Ginger too? I don't know about that, man. You're looking at a 4 hour, 4 hour good. 4 hour good, sir. Hidden bullish divergence off the last low. Be looking for this one short term back around 490 or so. Breakout with a closure, breakout with a closure above about 495, let's say, and I'll be looking for a move back around your September breakdown regions, 5.5 or so. Would look good. Daily, same thing, generally good. Invalidation, very close to current price action, below about 448. Until that happens, I like it. Man. Symbol MS says, was Gala USD done? No. In fact, I don't think I've ever done this one. At least it doesn't come to memory. Let's see, do I have any trend lines here? No, I don't. 4 hour ugly. Daily. Yeah, we have the same fucking thing here again. 8.9 cent low yesterday. 4 hour is showing 9.3 cent. So it is different, but not that different on this one. We are getting some potential bullish divergence formulating right here. Any sort of a closure basically above about, let's call it 10 cent even. We'll do it and apply a target to about 1037 or so, 1040. Back above this little spike high right here on the 6th of October, I'd probably extend those targets yet again towards just under 11 cent. I am a little bit confused by this though, just because daily and 4 are showing different charts. But here, what are they saying? Hourly up. 9.5, okay, good. 4 hour up, 9.7, good. Daily, 9.8, good. Yeah, I'd probably favor the upside on this one. Short term invalidation again below. Let's say below about 9. Major metacarpal SHIB 4 hour Coinbase. We already did that one. Looking for a pullback there, most likely. But goddamn, man, I do not trust Tia on something like that, man. Looking for a pullback down to like 23 or 2,000 over the next week or so. What's up, Mitchell? Mitchell Wainwright says, hey, Krown, can you please look at Mover on the 2 hour, 4 hour, and daily? Missed what? Do you care about SHIB? Yeah, I just fucking talked about it. Jesus Christ. We already looked at it at the beginning of this video as well. Like a Mover for USD. Oh, this is Moon River. No, that's Moon River. This one has a scammy name, man. But I hear it's actually not a scam token. You know what? We're also seeing something different over here. Hey, Coop, you might want to pay attention to this, man. Derivative exchanges trading higher than spot exchanges. I think that's a bit of a tell right there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, sir. Anyways, looking at this right here. You know, I'm looking at this as a base right here. It's in a range. This is a healthy consolidation. I look at it as very, very healthy, especially as long as you're above about 285 on a 4 hour closure. Are you a bit of a short-term downtrend? Yes, but that's relevant towards you or not. You're on a 2 hour, 4 hour, and daily. 2 hour, I'm looking for a bouncy bounce. Yeah, I'm looking for a bouncy bounce back up. $300. So I think that it'll probably bottom around here. Back above 315, 318 region is where I start to look at that as confirmed and looking for another test towards the top side of the range. You know, how long does this one go sideways for? I don't fucking know. But as long as you're above about 285, I look for this one to bounce here and continue on with the sideways with short-term upside. Below 285, this thing, well, can fall apart down to 250, 255 or so. Maybe another bounce there, although I do not suspect that things would hold. I think that would initiate the much more long-term downside down around about 191. So be aware of the invalidations, be aware of the pivots. Cameron says, a proper squire. All right, check out porn, PPM. All right, I love porn. PPM, USD. Hey, that's it's fucking porn scam. God damn it, Cameron. It's not a thing, or is it this? Oh, it's porn. Is it this? Of course, it's Thailand. It's I got fucking scammed by this ticker. I don't know if this is what you're looking at, but I'd be looking for a move back to 350 based off hidden bullish evidence right there, and daily jewel just loosened its downside curvature, so it's in for a bit of a short-term bouncy. It's a guy, I think. Yeah, there you go. CSPR, the friendliest coin that I know. Is that true? Oh yeah, it's a friendly ghost, Casper. Hey, are you afraid of Casper? Yeah, you. You are Casper. I'm pale as a ghost. Daily, I think you got a good pivot right here. Obvious local low right around 10 cent. That means it's also in validation. Below 10 cents, look for it to just fall fucking apart back down to 8.7. But as long as you're above there, I'd be looking for this one to retest like 11.80, maybe even 12 cents. Other than that, weird chart. Might be a friendly chart, but definitely a weird chart. 4 hour, same thing. You know, basically below 10 cents, I'd be looking for this one to fall over. Until then, you give it the benefit of the doubt. Okay, all right. Ginger tea with honey, throat problems never again, says Olihoof. All right. I actually do have some tea, so maybe I try that. What's up, Eric Harrison? API 3. This thingy. They sent a bunch of Russian bots on my channel. This one looks like it's breaking down right now. This one's gonna break down, then probably representative of a lot of altcoins as well. 1 hour, 4 on daily. Let's see, 1 hour. What are you looking like? I'm doing it right now, sir. Pay attention. Jesus. Do your job. Lazy. Sorry for Elsa. I think that this one's breaking down, man. In validation, back above about 368. Until then, man, you got a slew of lower highs right here. This thing is just dancing around 360 and looks like it's primed to break down to about 340 to 345 region. Probably another short-term bounce there, and then pray to Boolah Jesus that you hold, because I suspect that this thing actually comes down further over time. I'm a lot more inclined to say downside on this one. Yeah, again, in validation back above, what was it, 368? Yeah, 368. Until then, man, I'm looking down. Another downside signal on hourly jewel as well. Hopefully that was helpful, man, but weird one right there. Kind of a different looking chart, actually. Let's see. Panyok says, Krown, yesterday everyone on Jason Casper's Discord was waiting on breaking 53,000 area, but we had already gotten it, but not on every chart. Wait, what? Who's Jason Casper? I know Jason Pizzino, but I don't know Jason Casper, actually. Well, fair enough. Whatever. On breaking 53,000 area, but we had already gotten it. Yeah, but not on every chart. Yeah, man. You know, again, that's why 53,000 was never a big area for myself. It was 50,500 right here, which was backtest that support, as we spoke about in yesterday's video. So, you know, again, everyone has their methods. I totally understand what he's probably doing right there. He's just looking at this as your last major high, and taking that out is good. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, completely valid, completely fair. I just think that is a little bit appropriate in that particular circumstance to get more aggressive back above 50,500. Each their own, you know. Just one of those scenarios where I feel validated in being a little more aggressive. What's up, Joseph Valcause? How are you? How am I today? I'm doing all right, man. Got a good night's sleep. Bitcoin dominance and Dixie in general. We already spoke about Bitcoin dominance, generally looking up towards 50% or more. Dixie, we can definitely do. I'm generally really bullish on that one as well over the next half year here. Yeah, really bullish on this one. I'm looking towards, well, technical target would be 97.25. I would be looking at maybe a bit of a stop in the mid $95 region, but overall, really good. You got a nice W bottom right here. You got a macro low, a higher low at that, by the way. Quarterly, good, very good. Wouldn't be surprised to see this thing even go north of like $100 in the next year and a half or so. Very good, very good. Nothing bearish about this thing as long as you're on a monthly above. Hey, show me the damn chart, bastard, you. Especially as long as you're above like 93.25, man. I mean, this thing's good to go. Even with that in mind, monthly BBWP is coming in from the lows right there. So this move definitely has legs. I wouldn't be surprised to get it 99 plus in the next like year. Very good. I think we've looked at Kati Nimbo. See, one ring a bell. I wonder if we have another one of these weird daily charts. Okay, daily low yesterday, 45.5 cent. 4 hour low yesterday is not 45 cent. What the fook? 4 hours obviously bearish. Like, that's the problem with a lot of these. If I'm looking at the 4 hour, I'm obviously looking down towards 45 cent. Man, it is going to be so weird to come in tomorrow and like see where things ended up. Daily is actually a little more downside angled as well, to be fair. This one does look kind of toppy right here. 2 day, 5 day. I mean, long term good. but it's like, which one do you put the weight on right there? I don't know. No, I'm inclined to go with the higher term time frames, but I need to email TradingView and say, hey, you guys got your fucking charts all messed up. Do you mind explaining to me which one is the proper one? Yeah, 4-hour closure below 50 cent would do it for me, and look for a move all the way back down to somewhere around 45 to 45.5 cent. Here's the thing though, if you're looking at the daily, we already got that move. And if I'm looking at the day, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, it pops back up to like 53.5 cent first before anything else, and then come back tomorrow and see where it's at. But other than that, man, I guess I'm at the mercy of TradingView right now, unfortunately. What's up, B. Arthur's Dingus? Wanted to say thank you, man. You helped me get unwrecked on a bad trade the other day. Nice. Glad to hear, man. Meditated, went to the gym, came back, made 70% on AXS. Fucking nice, baby. Holy shit. Love it. Fucking love it, man. There you go. Like, that is excellent, man. That is fucking excellent. What's up, Brian K? Good morning to you, man. Daily and 4-hour, please, on CFX USD. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. We got the right 91,000 in this community here. Although I do start to get a little bit more scared as this does grow. I don't know how I feel about that, man. I almost want this place to stay a little bit smaller. Like, you know, you just compare some of the comments on this video, like in the last month or so, with like even just at the beginning of this year, it's like very, very different. Very fucking different. Yeah, man, I remember you from way back when, man. From way back when in 2018. I remember that in, I think it was either November or December, if memory serves me correctly. You're looking at CFX. Here. Still need to do Ethereum and Bitcoin. Yeah, ugly. Ugly. Daily looks like it's ready to turn down. 4 hours, 4 hours down. I'm looking for this one down to about 30 cents or so. Probably tries for a bounce there. Pray the bounce is big, otherwise catastrophe, but at least 39 cents first. Yeah, you have the same thing on the same fucking thing here as well, man. Look at this. Yesterday I already spiked that region. This one's obviously downside on the 4-hour, man. Man, this is so mounting today. These are easy these are easy to read charts. It's just they're different charts right now, so either gonna get a lot of them really, really right or really, really wrong. Echoes the end, so that's why I'm kind of giving out both sides. I mean, invalidation on this one's back above 33 cents, obviously, but this one's downsetting on both of those time frames there, so that makes it a little bit easier. Hopefully that's helpful, sir. Echoes the end says, can you look at Catalyst Pharmaceuticals, CPRX? RX, this thingy right here. Good, very good. Ooh, very, very good, actually. Very, very good. What time frames are you looking at? Daily, weekly, your high time frames. Very fucking good, baby. Hidden bullish evidence. Volatility coming in from a very low angle right here. This one is very likely getting ready for a major, major extension of this rally. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing back around about 660 to 666 over the next couple weeks here. And then very likely extend that run towards new all-time highs. Well, I don't know about new all-time highs. Maybe around end of year. Generally speaking, this is really fucking good, man. All higher term time frames, massively bullish. I really like this chart, actually. Really, really like this chart. Bitcoin, you ready to pull back, sir? Ready to do it? Ready to do it? Maybe. Maybe we'll get lucky. Scalper. This does hit my trigger. I would like to be ready for the lubrications. Whoops. There. All right, excellent. Let's see. Eric Perkins says, "Can I get an Dog Elon Mars coin?" Are you talking about is that a thing, or are you just asking for a dog coin? I genuinely don't know, because this market's so crazy, and that could legitimately be a thing. Okay, I'm just gonna type that in and see. Is it Dog Elon? Oh my fucking god, that's a thing. Oh god. I'm gonna call a top on this one, man. I'm gonna call a top on this one. It might give you another try towards 170. Invalidation basically above your current high. Until then, man, I think that this one comes down to like 130. I don't know if this is what you want to look at, though. I don't know. It is real. Yeah, it's the market is. We deserve whatever happens to us in this fucking market, man. Look, I don't really have a strong opinion on a chart like this, because it is mostly a meme token. But if I did have to say, I think that this one's a lot more closer to a top than it is not. Might give you one more try around the current highs. Until then, man, and until you actually close a daily above about 175, I'm looking for this one to trade sideways and down, and probably back down towards around 100 or so. God damn it. What the fuck? What the fuck am I looking at right there? All right, let's all right, you want to look at Link? We'll look at Link, Mr. Andrew Morrison, and then we'll get to Ethereum and the others. Yeah, we're gonna start to wrap this one up real fucking fast here. Where's my linkies? Yeah, so please don't send in any more shots because I would like to cap this off at about 2 hours. Link, what are we looking at right here? Down we go. Off on a bits rally. Any sort of a closure below 25.90. I have the same analysis as yesterday. A little bit of a fake out right here. This one looks like it wants some downside though. Daily. Motherfucker, it did it again. Oh, piece of shit, man. This is fucking maddening. Daily would have already got the short-term downside move to 24.37. You know what? I still would be running off the 4 hour right here. Look, any sort of a closure below 25. Let's just call it 25.85 in this case, just to be a little bit more on the forgiving side there. I'd be looking for this one to retest yesterday's low, and then very likely make new lows towards 22 to 23 or so. Hopefully that was helpful, sir. And there you go. Let's get on to Ethereum right here. Start to wrap this bitch up. Okay. All right. Here we have Ethereum versus the dollar. And what do we have? Well, let's follow up in the last 24 hours right here. Well, Ethereum following Bitcoin a little bit to the upside. We did not hit our triggers for the actual downside move to occur. Instead, looks like we got our upside targets met. Actually, shit, I am doing this. Let me actually set this up right here so we get this right. Nice and easy. Let's get it over here as well. There we go. There we go. All right, nice one. Okay, let's take this off for right now. We don't need that. Okay, back on over here. Okay, here we have Ethereum versus the dollar, and we were generally biased towards the upside yesterday, assuming that the downside triggers did not get met. They did not get met, it looks like, as we had a nice little spike low towards about 33.50. No closures below, which is a good thing. And well, we did hit our, I believe, the prior highs target at about just above 36.20 or 36.30 right here, actually to the T right there. So today is going to actually be a very, 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 very interesting day because we do have a 5-day closing a little bit later tonight. And in this case, you know, if we do start to close, especially above about 35.50 or so, I actually would be looking for an extension of this rally. We will confirm hidden bullish evidence right here, very obviously, and get the 5-day RSI back in the bullish control zone. Good. And it should be also known that 5-day BBWP is on the floor right here as well. So we are looking at a very, very big move. Basically this month and into next month, it looks like. Similar times to where we've gotten actually around these levels, we're precipitating this rally right here, going all the way from 1,700 to almost 4,000, actually pretty damn good. And then of course the time before that was way back on over here, and this one happens to be the upside as well. This is not always, by the way, an upside trigger, just so you know. But immediate move about 68%, and then overall, I mean, massive. And then same thing over here. This one also happens to be an upside move as well. Again, volatility is direction neutral, but all of these pretty damn big moves. So I just kind of want to showcase what we're likely looking at right here. Assuming that does get confirmed, momentum also just will turn back up and look pretty damn good here. And so what I like to see in the next daily closure, well, if I do want to march up targets all the way up to almost 4,000 in this case over the next few days or maybe a week, whatever it ends up being, I want to see a daily closure today above that last prior high. We have sold off on the retest of it thus far. That's expected. That's completely fine. Now I want to see a closure above there, which would be 36.15, let's call it 30. Let's just make it 36.20, nice and easy, round number right there. And then yeah, I'd be looking for this one to float up towards its prior highs, and this is going to look really, really good. Obviously, weekly, pretty damn good as well. Hidden bullish evidence in the last local low as well, good. And let's go over to our momentum oscillators over here, and then we'll go check out the lower term timeframes and see where we're at in the grand scheme of things. 4-hour Stokes will turn back up with a closure above 34.80. Good. Okay. Hourly Stokes will turn back up with a closure above 35.50. All right. Below there right now, trading about $30 below there, it looks like. 12-hour is up as long as above 3,500. So far, so good. And daily pivot is 3,500 as well. So 12-hour and daily about the same thing. 5 days going to turn up above 36, by the way. So anywhere above 36 is going to look really, 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 really fucking good. I'd even go as far as saying anywhere above 36, this thing is very likely to retest $4,000 in the next week or two. Hint, hint. Anyways, let's go down to lower term timeframes right here and come up with a bit of ranges. Short term, could we see a little bit of a correction down to 34.60? Yeah, completely fine. No problems with that. My only point of contingency now can actually be moved up from yesterday. So invalidation is no longer going to be about, in this case, about 3250 or 3300 on a daily closure. It's going to now be about 3380 in this case. As long as you're above there, generally good. Let's see, getting any other competing signals right here. Short term, just a bit of sideways, completely fine. Sideways is good, sideways is healthy, and it is all eyes on the higher term time frames right now. Is that's going to really set it up for the next week or two to come. So hopefully that's helpful. And there you go for Ethereum. There is one very, very obvious bearish thing though. Sorry, I do need to recall, where did I move up in validation? On a 4 hour, below 3390 on a closure would be concerning, yes. However, if you are just looking for, just straight up price action, anywhere below yesterday's spike low, will be rather concerning, and very likely does be a continuation down to about 3250. Probably another bounce there, and at that point, you got to start to look at this as a failed attempt, and probably another test towards the prior lows incoming. Until then, though, give this one the benefit of the doubt. Looks generally good here, but big focus on the higher term timeframes, and if those conditions are met, looking up and to the right. Hopefully that's helpful. And there you go. All right, nice one. Let's go do Bitcoin as well, and then send you off on your very merry way. I typically do mention the asset, Mr. James. Maybe I could be a little bit more vocal and calling it out a few more times, but I could do that, I guess. Anyways, let me set up the charts for Bitcoin over here. Okay, here we go. All righty. Oops, and let's get this one over here as well. All right, there we go. Alrighty, Bitcoin on the 5-day on CME. We had our critical closures from yesterday above the about $49,000 or $50,000 pivot right here. Yes, there can certainly be pullbacks, but this certainly does set in the biases for the next, like month or two to come. Any sort of pullback, essentially to the low $50,000 territory, I do believe is a bit of an opportunity for another higher low, of which we do not have actually just yet on this current rally. While we do certainly have higher highs on this one, at some point we will top out and put in a bit of a down move and scare the ever-loving shit out of everyone, and probably put in a higher low. Where can that higher low come in around? It's not very wise to judge those potential areas until we actually get a confirmed high here, and we don't necessarily have that just yet. But if we were to play around with numbers, saying that it happened exactly right now, which I actually am not necessarily super convinced that it is. In fact, we can go to lower term time frame soon enough. But I'd do something like this, and I'd be looking at somewhere back down around. In this case, low 50s, maybe upper 40s, which would be completely fine. That's all higher lows in that case. The big news is, though, is that the 5-day and all higher term timeframes are bullish here. So lower term timeframes in comparison very likely do just provide opportunities for those more potentially long-term positions. In this case right here, what's significant that happened over the last in the last 24 hours on the 5-day? Well, we have our high, we have our low, we have a lower high in this case, we have a higher low, and then yesterday closing above the last prior high. Can't have a lower high based off that. It must be a higher high. And so the 5-day is a complete reversal. That's already bleeding into the weekly as well. So looking really, really good right there for the long term specifically. Again, doesn't mean that we can't pull back on the short-term timeframes. In fact, we're going to get into that soon enough. But what I also want to address is over here as well on CME for the daily and I believe 5-day as well. The 5-day did close above the topside Krown band here. So that does set in the bias for the next, sometime maybe later this month or November, something like that. I would be looking for a retest of your prior all-time highs in this case. On a wick basis, somewhere around about $60,000, going to be consistent with the top end portion of the, of course, volume profile here as well. Above there, you're generally just looking for your more mega bullish targets to probably get ticked off in that point. We do have a very sloppy, but it is relevant, and we did identify it early this week as a as a cup and handle right here, and that does have a technical target somewhere around about $63,000. So perhaps that gets hit around later this month or early November. Until then, keep an eye on this area right here, because Bitcoin is putting in its first move to those higher value nodes after breaking out of the $48,000 region right here, which is where Bitcoin basically put in that higher high, and where we've really started, or at least I started to get bullish on this one. Until then, though, could we see a pullback into this region right here on the short-term time frames to set it up for a higher low on the daily? Yeah, absolutely. That'd be completely fine, and good long term. Of course, we also do have the old Bear Muna going on as well, if you do believe in that. But let's go check out lower term time from momentum also and see where we're kind of coming in right now. Let me set up point right here. Okay, daily, or actually, whoa! Now that I just realized it, 5-day. Wow, 5-day will cross up on spot price action, which is actually closing today with any sort of a closure above 50,600. Obviously, CME's already done that. Well, never even got low. It never even crossed to the downside, so good right there. Daily remains up as long as above 54,500. 4-hour will show 55, and 12-hour will be showing 54,750. So a lot of things kind of pinned around the same areas. I'd be saying if we start to see 12-hour closures below those levels, probably are going to be looking at a pullback happening sooner rather than later. Instead of continuation sooner rather than later. And, pullback targets short term would be a bit somewhere down around about 53,000 bucks. Probably a small bounce there. Again, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see this continue down to low $51,000 territory. Anywhere around there is completely fine. Again, Bitcoin does still remain with its higher lows until then. I would not invalidate this idea just yet, or it's not necessarily that I have an invalidation for this idea because we don't have those conditions met just yet on the lower term timeframes. But here's where I would obviously be looking for further continuation of the upside first before anything else, and that would be with an hourly closure basically above your current wick highs, which is 55,800 in this case. Is that consistent amongst other exchanges? Yes, it is. Here we have Coinbase, here we have Stamp, same areas, about 55.8, and then probably be looking for a move towards 58 plus. Until then, things are looking obviously very, very good on the higher term timeframes. Lower term timeframes, probably going to see an ebb and flow as you typically will, especially after not having, a pullback pretty much on this whole last $5,000 melt to the upside. So looking good right there, but keep in mind where we are in the grand scheme of things. And I think that will handle that for right now. We'll come back tomorrow and see kind of where we're at and see where those closures did happen and where those biases kind of propel us. And with that said, I want to wish you well and take care. Nice. Let's see. All right, last one, Vic. But look, we really have to make like a hard rule here that after 2 hours, like I can't do anymore, man. It's sorry. You can look at SLP. Just I just feel bad, man, because like he did like some super chat, but. In the future, man, we really have to be a lot more stringent about this. We are getting the bounce that we looked for in SLP that we spoke about a few days ago. This bounce is actually a lot more aggressive than what I would have expected. And I do think that'll continue here, actually, probably back up towards 10 cent or so. Does look like you have a nice local low in. I don't think that this one's like reversing towards new all-time highs or anything, but a move towards like 10, 11 cents is completely fine. In the short and medium term, and an invalidation obviously below about 8.5 cent or so. So hopefully that was helpful, man. There you go, sir. All right, sirs and sirs, that's going to be it for today. It is a Vic UST. Go. What's up, Crypto Coning? How you doing, man? Jev, oh, there he is. Haha, what's up, man? Crypto Daniel and Mark B, Mr. Plums, Nuke Tech. Good morning to you all. Haplon, it's good to see your faces at the end of the stream here. Alrighty, and Yosek, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Mr. Kelso, holy shit, Chem Suicide. Feeling like a little bit of that. Uber, Crypto Dinero, love it, man, fucking love it. Alrighty, fellas, trade safe. The priority right now is to survive. Survive. And with that said, take care, see you soon, and until next time.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, XR, pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it, hype it, pump it, dump it, rinse, repeat, but quick relocate.